looks so different. Is this even the same room? My costume is here at least. I just finished changing when Eric's announcement tone played. Now maybe we'll get some answers. Oh god.
Okay.
Instead of Eric's voice, only static could be heard. I wonder if there's something wrong with this thing. The static just kept getting louder before abruptly cutting off to be replaced with his announcement tone. So much for that. I guess I'll head to the team room. I open the door, only to freeze. What the? It's all different out here too.
Did he build like a new mansion overnight?
What happened last night?
A lot of whiskey.
I looked around to see if there was some sort of clue or servant around, but there was no one in sight. There's usually always someone around. If I just keep looking, I'm bound to run into someone. My mind made up, I took off down the corridor. I hadn't gone far when a hand grabbed my shoulder. On instinct, I lashed out with a reverse roundhouse kick.
Why the hell did you do that?
Only to see my assailant was Mamaruni-san. Why were you skulking around? Seriously, next time call out or something. Don't just grab a girl from behind.
Brutal. I knew you were a Neanderthal.
Well, excuse me, but not all of us grew up with a perfect life. Some of us had to learn to defend ourselves.
Well, if you haven't noticed, we're playing one of Eric's games. No one is going to attack you for real. You could at least have thought about the poor person who you may have been attacking before you did so. What if I happened to be one of those preening princesses? Then you'd have a problem.
You're right. Sorry about that. Normally I wouldn't be so jumpy, but the atmosphere here is really creeping me out. Well, that and waking up in a completely different room.
Yeah, Eric certainly pulled out all the stops for this one.
We both fell silent for a moment, and I suddenly remembered. That's right!
What's right?
Yesterday, you kissed me and then ran off.
So?
Okay. So how did you even find your way back? His eyes narrowed sharply at me. You ran in the wrong direction, and with your sense of
one of Eric's servants picked me up.
How did they find...
Eric had my phone fitted with a tracking device the first time I got lost. Can we go now?
Sure.
So they must have shirts that are like, if lost, return to Eric, and I'm Eric.
We had only taken a few steps when the lights flickered and died. What the? I walked straight into Mamaruni-san's back. Why did you stop moving?
Because I can't see where we're going. Do you just blindly walk into everything?
No, but it was an empty corridor. What are you worried about?
In one of Eric's games, anything could pop up in the corridor while the lights are out. I've seen it in Spooky's House of Jump Scares.
Well, you know Eric better than me, so I'll take your word for it.
Thank you.
Did you just thank me? Is the world ending? The lights suddenly flared back to life. Oh hey, the lights are back! And look, the corridor is still empty.
This time, it's probably not going to be the last, though. Here.
He held out his hand. What?
I'll hold your hand so you don't keep bumping into me every time the lights go out.
Sure, that's your reason. I looked at his outstretched hand, wondering what brought on this moment of spontaneous niceness. I quickly took his hand anyway, in case he changed his mind. We continued our walk through the corridors, only to stop when we heard a sudden clatter.
What was that?
Beats me, but there's only one way to find out. We resumed our walk in the direction the noise came from, only to come to an abrupt stop at the sight before us.
It be said that Eric never does anything by halves.
Is that pixelated to, like, censor it?
Was it supposed to be, like, blood? Like, pixelated blood?
Do you think it's real?
Oh, knowing Eric, probably. I bet it came from the local butchery. Oh my god!
We looked to see a pale wolfie enter the corridor, closely followed by Dracula. The Count's eyes zeroed in on our clasped hands.
Oh, did I even... Wait, fuck. Did I even something here?
I felt my face flush and tried letting go, only to have Mr. Mamaruni-san's grip tighten for a moment. Then he let go. We were just holding hands so we wouldn't walk into each other if the lights went out again.
I like your story, but is it true? I think he just wanted an excuse to hold hands with someone as radiant as you. More like I was preventing another accident waiting for it to happen. Well, if the accident was anything like what happened with Eric the other day, I wouldn't mind.
Dracula winked.
Wink!
Mamaruni-san, however, completely ignored that as he walked through the bloodied corridor to get a closer look at the blood-stained message on the wall. I cringed at the sloshing of his feet over the entrails.
Is he just like stepping all over the intestines?
Stomping it like wine grapes?
Eric's certainly undone himself this time. For once, something in his Halloween event is more creepy than corny. Are you going to tell us what you were looking at, or is it to stay there and enjoy the smell? Hey, the message is a little smeared, alright? And the writing itself is really untidy. I'm trying to figure the words out right now.
He scanned the words before making a rude sound.
There's nothing useful here.
What does it say, though?
I'll hide something, seek. Find something before I something first. Something last, something fails, we shall something for all something. So basically we're gonna die. That is completely useless. Are you sure you're reading it right? You're welcome to try if you think you can do better.
The Count grimaced as he walked towards the wall.
I'm going to have to throw these shoes out after this. E.T. blank blank N blank T.Y. Eternity? Not much use, were you? Well, that could be pay or play. I'm not sure there's a smear or an L. Still not helpful.
The sound... Oh, good! That's what you always want. The sound of childish singing bounced off the walls, seemingly coming from everywhere at once.
I really thought it was going to be Fred and Jacques because of Until Dawn.
What? You thought what?
In Until Dawn, the singing, Hannah and Beth, they're singing Fred and Jacques.
Oh, that's right.
Fred and Jacques, Fred and Jacques.
But that was plot important. The lights began to flicker, and I felt Wolfie grab my hand. As the singing faded, the lights stopped flickering.
Well, that was something. Nothing more than a cheap trick to scare us. Well, it must have worked considering how close you are to me all of a sudden. Or don't tell me you've actually fallen for me as well. You're full of yourself.
They made their way back over to us. The Count smirked when he noticed that Mr. Wolfie and I were holding hands.
Oh, when is it my turn? What are you? Oh.
Wolfie hastily let go.
I got scared. Well, anyway, that clue was of no help. We came from that corridor and there was nothing out of the ordinary. Perhaps we should continue along the left path until we find more clues. Good point. The longer we hang around here, the less likely we can find our way out.
He proceeded to give both Wolfie and I a shove in the direction of the corridor. The Count slowly followed us, chuckling to himself. Hey, no need to be so pushy. Although I guess it is best to leave this area as quickly as we can. Let's hope Eric's second clue makes more sense. We all headed off together, keeping a lookout for anything that might give us a hint as to what we were supposed to be doing. After a while, the silence was broken by the sound of the Count cursing.
Fuck! What is wrong with you?
Fuck! God is dead! Why?
Pug party! Pug party! Tom is dead and we killed him! What'd you drop? Maybe we can help you look? No, just leave it behind. The longer we linger, the more likely it is that something will happen. Mr. Mamaruni-san is right. You guys should keep moving.
What about you?
I'm going back to get it.
But
It has sentimental value. I can't just leave it behind.
the Count was just walking off when all of a sudden the lights began to flicker and the singing started up again.
God, tell me I'm not the only one seeing this. Oh.
Hi there. Mamaruni-san and I turned to see what Wolfie was making a fuss about. Is that a child?
Who left this lost, sassy child here?
The child pointed at us and mouthed something silently. Does anyone know how to lip read?
Matter of fact, I do.
So what is she saying?
4 little costume dolls to play with me. One went around the corner, and then there were 3.
And then the Count!
Well, you know he did.
Well, we all quickly rushed back in the direction that we came, only to find the corridor devoid of life. The Count was nowhere to be seen. Mamaruni-san started to walk down the hallway to see if he could figure out what happened to the Count.
Hey, Count! Can you hear?
What is it?
I stepped on something.
He leaned down to pick the item off the ground.
Well, this isn't the Count I was looking for, but it'll do.
Mamaruni-san walked back to show us what he found. He held out a blood-covered doll of the Count.
But it's so cute! I got blood on it when I stepped on it, but I think it's an improvement.
Wait, what's this? I pulled a folded-up piece of paper from within the doll's waistcoat. I unfolded it to find a message scrawled in blood. Find me?
Oh my god, she really did take Dracula. What are you babbling? The ghost girl. This always happens in movies. Yeah, right. Does this mean we have to find him? Nah, we can probably make do with the doll.
Actually, if that was our second clue, then we probably do have to.
True. Well, either way, we're not going to solve anything by standing in the middle of a corridor.
We kept walking until we came to a set of doors. We should probably check out whatever's behind this door.
But what if it's a trap? What if she's waiting for us in there?
Don't worry, I'll check it out.
No, Mamaruni-san, tell her she can't. Why would I do that? The little ghost girl could get her. And that affects me how?
See, he agrees.
I didn't say that, but I just don't care either way. Fine, if you won't protect her, then I will.
I don't...
Let's see what the timid wolf can do.
But...
Please, let me do this, Miss Archer. Let me show Mr. Mamaruni-san how a real man steps up.
All right, be careful. Push the door open cautiously.
It's a torture chamber. So a real man stands in the doorway and shouts in terror.
It is a torture chamber.
No. I'll go see if there's anything useful in here. Oh no.
He walked into the room and the door slammed shut behind him. No! I grabbed the door handle and started rattling it, but the door wouldn't budge. The lights started to flicker and the ominous singing noise rose up again. She's going after Wolfie!
Damn. Looks like he was right.
I took a few steps back and got ready to try and break the door down, but Mamaruni-san stopped me.
What? Are you crazy?
We need to get Wolfie out of there and the door is in the way.
Let me do it. I have more weight on my side.
I moved further from the door as he made his first attempt. The impact caused the door to shake, but it held fast. He was about to try again when it suddenly creaked open by itself as the singing faded. Mama Rini-san grabbed my hand. What?
We're being picked off when we're alone. This is the simplest way of avoiding that.
Right. We slowly made our way inside the room.
I question the design of this room.
So do I. What the fuck is this supposed to be?
This doesn't look like it was ported right.
It doesn't look like it was ported right. It doesn't look like anything resembling a room. It looks like it was distorted in sizing.
Yeah.
You can't see anything clearly. What the fuck? I don't know. No. This isn't how you background.
No! No!
Just as we thought, Wolfie was no longer there. We scanned the room and found Wolfie's mask sitting in a pool of blood. It looks like there's something in the mask.
Yeah.
We moved closer to the mask, eyeing the strange object within it dubiously. Mamaruni-san kicked the mask aside to reveal a bloody doll of Wolfie without his mask, and he's so cute!
He's so cute! I'm going to have him! He will be mine, and he will be my squishy.
Mamaruni-san picked it up and examined it.
Even without the mask, I still have no idea who he's supposed to be.
Does this one have a note? Mamaruni-san looked over the doll carefully before pulling a note out from under Wolfie's belt. He unfolded it and read it out loud.
Find me. Another one of these.
Why is it still me? Shouldn't it be us now?
Maybe the girl didn't go to school.
Or maybe the note isn't about them. Maybe it's about her.
So we're searching for the ghost girl here that's supposedly turning us into dolls. I wouldn't put it past Eric.
We searched the room for any clues or exits other than the one we used to enter, but we found nothing. I don't get it. How did Wolfie get out of here?
Don't think too hard about this. Eric probably had this entire place built just so he could do things like this. I don't think we're going to find anything else here, so we should get moving.
Yeah, now that we've lost Count and Wolfie, we're probably running out of chances to find her. I think it's game over if we all get caught before we find her. We left the room behind. We cautiously continued down the corridor, keeping an eye out for anything unusual.
It's been quiet for too long.
Would you rather the little girl shut up again and snatched one of us?
No, but long periods of nothing usually means Eric's trying to build up to something.
Scared?
Of course not,
Mamaruni-san stopped abruptly.
Can you feel that?
I stopped as well, and that's when I noticed it. The ground was shaking slightly.
Well, this isn't good. Let's keep moving.
We started walking again, this time much faster than before. The shaking seemed to intensify as well until we needed to lean against the walls just to stay upright. We rounded another corner just in time to see the floor crumble away. We pulled to an abrupt stop.
Okay, looks like this way is out of the question.
But I cut myself off when I noticed a figure on the other side of the chasm. Mamaruni-san turned to glare at the little girl. Once again, the singing started up. The girl pointed towards us and started mouthing something. What's she saying? Is she taunting us?
3 little costume dolls, what will you do? One locked himself up, and then there were 2.
Why is she talking about Wolfie now? She took him a while ago.
She's taunting us. Well, too bad for her, we can't get to the other side. It's impossible. She'll have to be happy with just the 2 of them.
There must be a way to...
Why? It's obviously a trap. We'd be better off finding another way.
After a moment, the shaking stopped and we can finally move away from the wall. Oh look, there's a metal bar across the ceiling in the middle of the room. If we could hook a rope or something to that, we could probably swing across.
Swing across? Are you kidding me? And where would we even find a rope? Let's just look for another way.
There was a rope in the torture room.
Well, the torture room is a while back. And who's to say that the floor on the way there didn't collapse either?
We'd still have to backtrack to find another way, and I'd say this is our best shot at winning the game. Of course, if you don't want to win, we can just give up.
Fine, we'll get the stupid rope. Stupid Eric, you did this on purpose.
Let's make a run for it. The quicker we get this over with, the better. We ran back to the room as quickly as we could. I picked up the rope before looking around for a moment. Do you see any hooks or something around it? It would definitely make it easier.
No, I don't. Looks like we'll have to find her.
I pointed to some devices suspended from the ceiling. Oh wait, I see some carabiner
hooks? They're like those camping hooks. Or like I know what they look like, I don't know how to describe them.
Holding those things up.
Give me a boost. Oh, that's my line, sorry. So how are you going to get them down?
Give me a boost.
Boost me up, Scotty. You realize that you're wearing a skirt, right?
No, I don't realize, because we can't see anything. Our character is just torso up. Oh, please, you're so tall, you're not gonna get an eyefall unless you bend over.
True.
Mama Rooney-san put his arms around my waist before lifting me up.
For someone so small, you're pretty heavy.
I'm not heavy, you're just weak.
I'm stronger than you are.
I rolled my eyes at his words before reaching for the nearest carabiner. Shoot, it's a little out of my reach. Move a little to the left. A little more. Perfect. I quickly grabbed the carabiner. Got it.
Finally.
He lowered me to the ground. Here, you can attach this to the rope and we can get out of here. I handed him the carabiner and watched him stare at it for a moment. You don't know how to, do you?
I'll figure it out. How hard can it be?
Seeing as we're going to use this to cross a gaping chasm, maybe I should do it. The last thing I need is for it to come loose while I'm halfway across. I secured the carabiner rope to it before handing them back to him. We ran back to the room with the chasm. So how good is your aim?
Perfect.
Then give it a shot. I let go of his hand and put some distance between us to give him space.
How deep do you think this hole is anyway?
Alright, he's scared of heights.
Yep.
Hopefully we won't find out.
Hopefully.
Mama Rooney-san launched the rope at the metal beam.
And done.
He managed to hook the carabiner to the rod. He tugged it a few times to check how secure and sturdy it was.
It seems secure, but are you sure this will hold our weight?
I went over and gave the rope a strong tug. It should. We should go one at a time, though. I don't think it could take both of us at once.
Right. Are you sure it'll hold our weight?
You just asked that.
But what if it doesn't and we fall into the...
There's probably a safety net or something down there. Eric doesn't skimp on safety precautions, remember?
I still don't like it. We're practically walking into a trap.
You don't have to come. We can always split.
No, I'm not letting you risk your life for a silly game.
A silly game? This coming from you?
Even I'd never risk my life over game.
Well, it's my life.
It's my
and
life!
I can do what I want with it. Besides, it's perfectly safe.
Like hell I'll let you.
Mama Rooney-san pulled
Okay.
me into a tight embrace.
Stop being such a stubborn baka.
Hypocrite. I whispered softly as I returned his hug. For a moment, we just stood there. I could feel his warmth spreading through me and smiled as I leaned into him. You do realize we still have to do this, right? I felt his arms tighten around me.
We don't have to do anything.
And then what would Eric and Count think of you if they heard we gave up?
Like I care what they think.
No, this is the last event. Your last chance at winning.
It doesn't matter.
So I'm not gonna mess this up for you. I broke away from him and ran towards the rope before he could say another word. I jumped into the air. I sailed across the chasm. The light started flickering again. Shit!